Hi, my name is Ilma and welcome to my channel. I've been posting Christian blogs going 12 years tomorrow. So I'd like to share to you today Genesis 29 verses 9 to 14. Here's the word of God. While he was still speaking with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she was a shepherdess. Now, as soon as Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban, his mother's brothers, Jacob came near and rolled a stone from the well's mouth and watered the flock of Laban, his mother's brother. And then Jacob kissed Rachel and wept aloud. And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's kinsman, and that he was Rebekah's son, and she ran and told her father. As soon as Laban heard the news about Jacob, his sister's son, he ran to meet him and embraced him and kissed him and brought him to his house. Jacob told Laban all these things, and Laban said to him, "Surely you are my bone and my flesh." And he stayed with him a month. Genesis 29, 9 to 14. And here's the poem I wrote inspired by those verses. Emotionally charged reunion. When Jacob saw Rachel, he was overcome with emotions. It must have been such a relief to find his mother's kin. Jacob was emotionally charged and smitten by Rachel. He couldn't help himself but kissed Laban's daughter. Rachel ran to her father to announce Jacob's arrival. Laban was overjoyed seeing his sister's beloved son. He ran to meet him and embraced and kissed him. Then he said to Jacob, "You are my bone and my flesh." And here's the essay I wrote about that. Jacob must have felt relieved finding out from the men in the well that he finally had come to where his relatives lived, and they knew his uncle Laban. After traveling all the way, fleeing from his brother's wrath and seeking refuge for his safety, we find Jacob laying his eyes for the first time on Rachel. He was overjoyed and excited and smitten by her, and so emotionally charged that he kissed her. Rachel also enthusiastically runs to her father to bring him the news of Jacob's arrival. Laban was also so happy to see his nephew, whom he probably never laid eyes on since his sister left to be taken away and be Isaac's wife. What an emotionally charged reunion of their family. It was such a warm welcome they gave Jacob on his arrival at their home. Reflection. Why do you think Jacob, Rachel, and Laban were all emotionally charged here? Well, it is in our nature to be excited about, to see where we belong, where we come from. And even though I don't recall anything reading about Rebekah leaving where Isaac was to go back and visit her relatives, and I would assume that Jacob has never been there because he was asking people around, and so that is such like a first time meeting somebody our blood relatives. So there's so much overjoyed up to a point that Jacob wept aloud. That's what it said in verse 11. So when he kissed Rachel, he wept aloud. But I think that weeping has more to do with the relief and the thankfulness that God has actually brought him to his relatives in safety, despite the threat for his life by his brother Esau. So it is amazing how you can not have a hold of your emotions when you are overjoyed also. But it is usually love emotion that steers us to be overjoyed rather than the fear emotion, because the fear emotion would make us run. And I think that is why he was sobbing to find final relief for a safe place for him to be. So I encourage you to reflect on these verses, because in our days now, we don't usually show emotions so much. And when we don't show that, because God gave us emotions, and these emotions are have a purpose. And in this case, the overjoyed and excited and the hugging and the kissing is an expression of the love and the belonging that they have to their family. So I think it's very important that we become aware of our, especially our positive emotions, and show them, because it's such a sad thing in our society that sometimes until the person died, they don't really tell what they feel about someone else. And and it destroys people when you are not assured of love in your family or in your friendships. Thanks for watching. I hope you check my website at ILMA'S.com for artworks, photographs, and a copy of this blog. Please subscribe to my channel on YouTube so I could make more videos and give you the Word of God. And if you haven't already, check over 3,000 videos I've done in the past 12 years I've been doing this. And just type on Google or YouTube search ILMA'S Palm Devotional. Have a wonderful day.